all at once, can we say welcome to Peer Pod? Or one of you can just say welcome.
Not me. Not it. Let's go.
It's Josh.
Fine. Hello, welcome to Peer Pod. I can't hear anything.
I'm Josh.
Take them off.
I'm Josh. Hi.
Everyone say congrats, Taylor.
Congrats, Taylor. Thanks,
Oh my gosh.
guys.
Taylor, what did you just do?
I just cracked my shoulder. So I just popping your shoulder. Thank you. It's just this one that does it. I got into CSUN's film program.
As what emphasis?
Sound.
Fuck yeah.
Yes.
Josh, can you introduce yourself?
My name is Josh. I do sound. I am graduating. Wow, ew, I am graduating. I have a cat named Chowder. She's not very nice.
Taylor,
Yeah.
you want to go next?
Sure. Hello. I'm Taylor. I'm a triple Capricorn. Actually, it's quadruple. I lied. Sun, Moon, Rising, Mercury. I really like cats. I'm really bad at cooking. I'm in the sound emphasis as of 2 days ago. Fun fact about me, I cry during the Olympics sometimes.
Wait.
Do you actually? Wait.
I love the Olympics.
Wait, like happy tears or sad tears?
So-
Like both.
For me, it's like when people like achieve, like this is like one of my deep dark secrets. I don't tell people this because I don't want them to think it's a patriotic thing. Like it's not about America. Because like what it actually is when I get to see people who've like, this is also maybe a Capricorn thing, but when people have spent like their whole lives working for something and this is like in their minds the highest level of achievement. And you get to see like their parents being proud of them, like crying
I
for
know.
them,
It's so
and then
sweet.
they're crying and they're like holding their medals.
Yeah.
Because they've succeeded and they've worked so hard for this. That's what makes me cry.
Yeah, because honestly,
See, that's more reasonable.
Yeah, it's
Thank
also
you.
like it's not always like America that I'm rooting for.
No, it's rarely
who's
America
It's
that I'm
rarely
rooting for.
like the Canadian. I watch this like too much. The Canadian figure skating team,
When-
the Moulin Rouge, like what was it, 2018?
Come what may.
Oh my god,
I know exactly what you're talking about.
It's so
And
good.
it makes me cry
It's
every time
so
I watch
good.
it. It's
Yeah.
really good.
It's okay that you don't know what we're talking about.
I know what you're talking about.
You
I'm
do?
just not as impassioned as
What are
you.
you talking about? It's like the.
It was on
beautiful.
It was on TikTok.
That's so funny. I watched it live.
That's crazy. Okay,
That's
Dick,
so-
you get a medal.
Yeah, I do. Gold.
I don't know
gold
what
medal.
we're talking about.
Okay.
Oh, it's so good. I'll send it to
It's
you.
really beautiful.
It is. It is actually really beautiful.
It does.
It'll probably make
when they
you
hug
cry.
at the end
Yeah.
after the.
It's so sweet. Like they're so happy.
That's
it's
yeah.
Just,
It's like they're like so overcome with joy. Maybe I want that someday to be that happy.
To be overcome with joy.
Yeah.
Yes.
That makes sense.
Thanks. Okay, next person who's not me.
Abby,
Oh gosh. I'm Abby.
do your slate. Do your slate.
Hi, I'm Abby Donnelly. I'm 5'4" and I'm based in Los Angeles.
Just done magic.
Thank you. Thank you. No, I'm Abby. I am a sociology major with no emphasis on anything. I just transferred. I don't know.
You don't have to cry. Just tell me about you.
Okay. I don't know. I like to crochet. I like to read.
Cats.
I love cats. I have 2 cats. Their names are Mia and Maya.
Dunky and Dumpy, actually.
You know,
I renamed her cats Dunky and Dumpy.
It's so rude to name someone else's
don't
cat.
know
Like that's
this
so
story.
disrespectful.
I know, knowing you, it's the most unhinged reason.
It's not an unhinged reason. It's just Jess and I thought it was funny. She said Dumpy. I thought she said Dunky, and I don't know. It was just,
and it just
weird.
took off from there. But yeah, I have
Yeah.
2 cats.
What are your placements?
I'm a Leo double Capricorn.
Really? Wait, which
Yeah.
Moon and Rising?
Moon and rising. Mhm.
Wow.
Yeah.
What do you think of CSUN?
From the short time I've been here, I enjoy it.
Mm-hmm.
I like the library.
Yeah.
I like where my classes
I
are.
do like the library also.
Yeah. All my classes are in like the same area,
Uh-huh.
which makes it very easy to like walk and not be in a huff.
You don't need a scooter or anything?
No. Those, I feel like if I did that for everybody else, it's not embarrassing. But I feel like if I did it, like, it would just be the most embarrassing thing ever.
If it makes you feel better, I think it's embarrassing for everybody else. Because I see them, like, I'm walking, because I refuse to pay for parking. Because it's like $10 for the entire day, and I'm only here for Tuesdays all fucking day.
Oh.
So I park by Timmy's apartment.
Yeah.
And I walk my ass all the way to fucking Jerome Richfield or wherever the fuck my
Oh
class
my
is.
god.
I refuse to pay for parking. I will get my, like, steps in that day, whatever.
Mhm.
But I see people just zoom past me on the scooters, and I'm like, just walk.
They just kick you over.
They have to
just
like,
walk.
they have to like fold them up and like
They have to
carry
fold them
them.
up.
I
Some
just-
people
Uh-huh.
do the ones that they pay for.
Those
motorized
are
one?
so dumb.
I'm like,
those get me mad. I get a little
why?
heated about those. Because, okay, confession, I ride my own little kick scooter. I've been too scared to say it
Taylor,
after
that's
your
embarrassing.
comments. I know, it's embarrassing.
With you.
No, I actually don't do it as much anymore because I was embarrassed.
Electronic ones.
Yeah, so
'Cause that's what I
Yeah,
People-
the electronic ones are so big.
they're massive. I got a little Razor kick scooter
Perfect.
that I'm kicking it with. It's great. I will be scootering down a sidewalk, going not too fast, but I'm picking up speed. But if someone leaves their electric scooter on the ground sideways, blocks the entire sidewalk, and I have to stop, maybe fall over too. That's kind of part of the process sometimes. It's really messed up. Don't leave your electric rental scooters in the sidewalk. I will find you and kill you.
My best friend's dad, for the longest time, when like the bird scooters and everything were like a thing, he's like, Matt, I'm gonna start doing that. And we're like, bird scooters? He's like, no, picking them up and like taking them to where they have to go. Because they pay you for that.
They do. I've seen people do that.
So he's like, I'm just gonna do that. And we're like, okay.
Do you have any advice that you'd give to a freshman that might like want to make new friends or is like a little bit scared about college in general? You made a really sad face.
To me, I literally have like 2 friends here.
Try to be friends with your roommates. My best friend is my freshman year roommate. She's the coolest. We did have one roommate who was a homophobe. I don't have to be friends with her, but it's way easier to be friends with people that like you live with, I think, because you see them all the time. I think like the hardest thing for me right now is like I can make connections in class really easily and I can like talk to people, like I have an easy time with that, but it's impossible to schedule stuff outside of that because we're all so busy. But I kind of had a built-in friend that at the end of the day I'd be like, hey, you wanna watch Glee or Twilight? And I love Glee. And eat pasta. So that's kind of what we did. And now we hang out pretty much every night and we still live together. We live off campus now. That's like the best friend I've made.
That's great. I mean, yeah, my roommate from freshman year is still my roommate now.
Yeah.
We live off campus. I love her. Hi, Chris.
Shout out, Chris.
Shout out, Chris. You mentioned pasta, and that reminded me. For the two of you, true or false, Josh is Italian.
Go with your instincts.
I'm gonna go with true.
I'm gonna go with false.
Thank you, Abby.
Are you Italian?
No. But I like to tell people that because nobody questions it. It's such a harmless lie, but I like to see who's going to try to call me out on it. I just say the most unhinged shit to people. If it sticks, man.
Speaking as someone who has jester's privilege, I think that using it when you can definitely comes in handy. For those of you who aren't familiar with jester's privilege, Josh, would you like to shed light?
You can say whatever goofy, silly shit you want, and nobody can say anything to you about it because it's jester's privilege.
Yes, this is not the same as hate speech, though.
No, jester's
to
privilege
reiterate.
is harmless and good fun, and at most, it will make people a little uncomfortable.
For being silly.
But people
Like,
should
that's-
feel a little
you should feel a
uncomfortable
little
sometimes.
uncomfortable,
Out of life.
That is part of life.
Making friends is uncomfortable.
That's how making my one friend was. Our professor was like, turn to the person next to you and talk to them for 5 minutes. And I turned to my friend who I've now known since I met her that day.
I urge you all to attempt to get jester's privilege. It might be tough.
Tell me,
How do you
say
obtain
it.
it?
You just
Just say
say
it.
Just start
silly
doing
things,
shit.
yeah.
Just start saying the silliest stuff.
No, I don't
Noted.
know do.
Yeah.
Do I have it, or do I just say things? And
No, I think
walk
you have
away?
jester's privilege because I don't think
Nice.
anyone would punish you for
Cool.
what you say. I don't get punished.
No, I don't get punished.
But like only in fun
People
ways.
like at most might like roll their eyes at me.
That's what I was gonna say.
And
It's
like,
the
kind of like cock their head to the side,
Yeah.
confused. But
Good.
yeah.
that's it.
Before you came to
goals.
CSUN, did you have like a specific goal in mind, and did you reach that goal?
I guess I graduate, and I'm finally doing that because like I dropped out for a while, and I kept trying to go back to school here and there, and it was like, well, do I want to make money or do I want to go to school? So like, once I transferred here, it finally stuck, and I'm like, let me just fucking finish. And I'm barely making it across the finish line, but
But you're doing
You're
it.
making it,
Exactly.
You know how I'm a vapid narcissist?
Yeah.
Okay. I created my own writing competition for my scholars. I sent the ones that I've met with access to a writing competition because I met with one of them who wants to write but isn't motivated. And this is like something I also struggle with. Like I would want to do something creative, but I don't have like a deadline or anything,
Yeah.
so I don't
there's
feel
no reason
motivated.
for me to do it
To do,
because
like,
I could be doing
deadlines.
other things.
Yes, deadlines are good and like prompts are good.
Yep.
So I worked with that one scholar, shout out Aaron, to create my own. It's
Okay.
called Timmy's Writing Competition.
Of course.
Very creative.
Yeah.
What else would it be called?
I'm gonna-
Yeah.
I'm going to show you this. Their deadline is April 28th by 11:59.
That's crazy.
far away. People's
Dude,
stories
I would
now.
crop it and cut off the sleeves and make it like a little horror shirt.
Thanks so much.
I'd like tie the little like tie at the bottom.
Oh my god.
I'd like to think that someone would see this shirt in a Goodwill and be like, I have to have it.
No,
Yeah.
if I saw that, if I was thrifting, I'd be like,
Yeah,
Yeah.
so if they win, they get a shirt with my face on it that says, I won Timmy's writing competition.
I think it's so good.
So the winner wins a shirt, the losers get a framed photo that says, I lost Timmy's writing competition, and then the judges will get something as well for, I was a judge for Timmy's writing competition.
That's so good.
And all four of us are in the entertainment industry. Can we just like talk a bit about our thoughts on the entertainment industry and how maybe like our identities like fit into that, and then also from like a networking perspective, if you were a freshman that was like, I really want to get into the entertainment industry, I'm not really sure how, not sure which avenue to take, or if it's like worth it. I don't know, if people are like on the edge of like, I kind of want to do the entertainment industry, I'm not really sure, I don't really know anyone who's been through it. I mean, we've pretty much all been on at least one set, either in front of the camera or behind it. So can we like, we don't have to like take turns or anything, but if anyone wants to start with their experience with any facet of the industry.
What if I just took like a really long pause and screamed? Because that's what it is.
If that's how you feel about it, fully scream.
The thing is, I'm not going to
This is
scream.
soundproof, right?
Yeah, that's true.
No, I'm not going to do that.
I
But, sorry, Abby, go ahead.
no, you're good. Are you already had a thought? I can let mine.
Oh, I always have thoughts. Doesn't mean they're worth anything, though. So,
Your thoughts are so worth it.
Your thoughts are important.
millions of dollars
True.
of ideas up there. You have to ask yourself, why do you want to do it? Because if you don't know, it's just going to be miserable the entire time. And at first, I didn't know why I wanted to do it, and I was miserable the entire fucking time.
Do what specifically though?
Directing, or just really any asset of filmmaking. It's hard not to be like discouraging and like, don't do it. Definitely do it. Definitely try it and see if you like it, but you have to know what you're getting into. It's long hours, especially if it's like on the production side of stuff. It's long hours on set. You're going to start off not getting paid because you're going to start off doing student stuff if you're lucky. It is definitely who you know and not how you get to where you're going to go, which is really shitty, but names talk, people talk, getting to know people really, really works. It's competitive and it's scary and it's weird, and like everything is either who you know or an accident. Right place, right time situation. With that being said, just ask yourself why. What is the end goal? How do you think you're going to get there? What meaningful thing do you want to come from this? Because if you don't have an answer for all that, really, like, I would say take a step back and kind of reevaluate, because it's also not a very nice world. It can be, and I've been thankful to be on sets where it's like really, really good, or at least the sets that I've been on, everybody treats me with respect. But I've also been on sets where it's like, oh, you're treating me with respect, but you're not treating the homeowner whose house we're shooting at with respect. You're not treating your other PAs with respect. I'm trying to think of like a story, because I've so many experiences, not like shitty experiences on my end, but watching people be shitty. There was one student set that I was working for, and I mean, I guess that's where it is. It's a student set, so that's where all the mistakes are going to come from. But it was for two prestigious schools, where like the students were kind of like coming together to do one thing, and the producer was also an actress and the COVID compliance officer. This was last summer. So COVID was still something people were like scared about, not like right now where like there's no like, we're getting rid of masking, all of that stuff. No, this was like still, please mask, please do, you know, wipe down your areas, hand sanitize, all that good stuff. Still test. So yeah, she was doing all three at once. Obviously she's gonna focus on acting. And one of the main actors that same morning had come in and then had gone home because he wasn't feeling good. And he's like, my COVID test just came back negative. And they're like, okay, we're still gonna keep shooting though. And this was inside like a small like apartment that was maybe the size of the Creative Maker studio.
Wait, his test was negative?
Sorry, not negative, positive.
Oh, okay.
Oh, okay.
It was positive. And he's like, I'm not gonna come in the rest of the shoot. And they're like, that's cool, we're gonna have to pivot though. And they were annoyed that he got sick. But nobody in the house was masking. It was super hot. Like, it was just the whole thing, and they kept going like nothing had happened. Didn't tell anybody. They were just like, it's probably best if we keep it like within like the producers. And I'm like, how does that make sense? And then there was another time that's not that same set where we were doing like a location scout, and me and my production designer were having like an argument with the cinematographer because he wanted to move a really heavy bed. And we were like, we don't think so, because the house we were shooting in, it was a young couple, and they, right off the bat, were like, this table in the living room that you guys are going to be shooting in is broken. You can move it if you want, but if it breaks further, you're paying for it. We already don't have a budget. They're like, that's fine, whatever. And we asked about the bed, and they're just like, the bed's kind of the same way. If it breaks further, you have to pay for it. And me and her were like, dude, we're both 5'2", like 10 pounds. Like, we're not going to be able to move this 200 plus bed just between the two of us. Mm-hmm. And the cinematographer was like super fucking adamant, like, well, like, no, I know you can do it. First of all, you're not going to offer to help when it's your fucking idea. So I go to the producer, who's somehow married to him, but they don't act like a married couple. They act like they hate each other, which is already kind of weird. And I'm like, hey, this is an issue. I think this is what's going to happen if we do this. We can do it. I would just really, I don't want to be completely honest. And she's like, that's not my problem. She's like, go talk to the DP about it. She's like, that's the issue to do. That's his issue to deal with, not mine. You're a producer.
Right.
Everything is your issue to deal with. Like, you have to fix all of it at the end of the day.
Yeah.
And lo and behold, they had to reschedule the shoot. Never happened. Never happened. So, fuck you, Susu.
What do you?
Y'all can keep
What's
that
your aspect?
I was a child actor. For those who don't know.
Transitioning to adult.
Transitioning to adult. Not like that.
Oh, not like no. Not like that. That's not what I meant.
Not like that.
She is an adult who still acts in a very
like
appropriate.
Zendaya. She was a child actress, and now she's
An
grown.
adult. Now she's grown.
Now she's grown.
Into an adult who still acts.
Who still acts.
Abby is like Zendaya.
But anyway, I think the same as what Josh is what you were saying. It's just like knowing that you really want to do it, because for acting, it's a lot of like hearing no, like all the time. I've been very lucky, but you know, 9 out of 10 times you're hearing no, or you're hearing it's a very different world now with self-tape, so it actually is a lot easier to be seen. Like Actors Access, Backstage, like if you just sign up, like there are open calls like all the time, and that's like an easier way to, it's a lot easier, I would say, to break in now than like it was before, because you can self-tape from anywhere. Self-tape is when you, like normally you'd go into a room and audition, and like sit in front of the casting directors, but like now you just film it yourself, like at home with somebody else reading with you, and you send in a tape to the casting directors. So it's very different. I would say there are a lot of ways to be able to do it. I think just know that you really want it, because it can be very mentally draining to hear no so often and still be like, I'm good at this, you know, I'm talented, I like what I'm doing, I love this. Like, it can be very easy to lose that passion. Like, it can be very mentally draining, and a lot of times you're like, oh, like, I can't do this, like, I'm not good enough, I'm not whatever. But I think it's just perseverance and just really making sure you love it before you're like, okay, I'm gonna do this, because unfortunately it's not something that you can, like, for lack of a better word, like half-ass. Like, you can't, like, you kind of have to go all in to a certain extent, and like, alright, that's what I would say. I don't know much about the program here for acting.
You mentioned something that reminded me of like how Taylor, how you were feeling right before like applying for the program, like just like a very stressful time, and like hearing no is still a thing for us, and like it's not at the same like personal level, I guess, as like actors, but it's I mean it's still very stressful when you're like trying, for example, getting into the film program when the odds aren't exactly in your favor, and it can manifest in like physical illness too, like you get stressed to the point where like you want to throw up and stuff like that. So I don't know, it's just a lot more up in the air, like, and your success is like kind of on other people partially.
Yeah, that's another thing. You have to be very okay with like being out of control, because like
which is a rough thing for me.
Same.
Yeah, literally.
It is.
Literally.
It is.
Yeah,
because it's hard, because I'm not in control of my career. Like, to a certain extent I am, because I'll do my friends' short films, and like those are always like super fun, but that's, you know, that was an accident. Like, the person I've been doing most of the short films I've been doing, I met her in an acting class, like very randomly, and we bonded over, remember when we did Almost Maine?
I was talking about that with Jess earlier.
I did a scene from Almost Maine in class, and she was like, you know Almost Maine? And then we like became friends, and then I've now done 2 of her short films. But that was an accident, and so that's how I've gotten that's how I've been
Yeah.
doing short films, but like everything else is literally in somebody else's hands. And with self-tapes, you have no idea if you're being, well, I know I hope I'm being seen, but you don't know if someone's watching your tape. Like, it's so, no one gives you like confirmation of like, it's all very like up in the air, out of control, which is so stressful and so fun and so cute.
I mean, you guys mentioned accidents or like getting lucky. Like, I feel like I've gotten opportunities where it's just time and place, and it's not like I've done anything specific, or, you know, it's just, I don't know, very situational and very tough when I guess some people aren't as lucky, and like, I don't know, it's just very stressful because like they were all saying it's not in your control. So
I think with this career lifestyle, really, because it does eat up a lot of your time, you also have to be okay with, if you're the better option, doesn't matter, half the time they're gonna go with either what's easiest, what's cheapest, and again, whoever knows whoever.
yeah, like who their friend is.
Yeah.
But I guess like the best advice would be to just like be a good person and
Just
make
be nice,
friends.
be kind.
Don't be a problem.
Don't be a problem. I feel like I've gotten a lot of the jobs I do, or I've had now, up until this point, just because I was fucking nice to people. Because I was kind to people and I talked to people, and like, I mean, obviously if you work hard, people will notice it too.
Yeah, but a lot of it is likability.
Josh, come over here.
Oh.
Okay, so the camera died. So this is just the ending.
This is the end.
This is the end. Thank you so much for tuning in. Yeah, I mean, if you have any questions for any of us, plug you guys, plug yourselves.
You want me to what myself?
Yeah, I'm sorry. Where can people reach you? Drop your @ Taylor.
Okay.
Don't. My Instagram is @bybunnyboy, and it's BY, the word bunny with a Y, and then boy with a Y.
Taylor's Little Froggy on Instagram. Why are you so bad?
There we go. I did nothing wrong.
Like LILFROGG.IE. littlefrog.ie.
Timmy.Fiero.
Abigail.Donnelly on Instagram.
Thank you for watching if you did. And I hope some of it was helpful. A lot of it was messing around. But thank you. Bye.
Bye.
Go watch a good movie, though.
Love it.
Bye.